Hello, everyone. I'm Colin Tessier of WrestleZone.com, joined by former, unfortunately, Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion Kenny King. Now, as we record this, it's the day after Ring of Honor Honor For All, so I have to lead with that. Unfortunately, we're one day removed from you and Dragon Lee losing the tag titles to the OGK. So, fresh off of that setback, where's your mind at in terms of your reign as the tag team champions coming to an end like that?
You don't even give me 24 hours, bro. I mean, dang, you could have led with something else. We got to get right into it. Okay, it's one of those things that happen. You can't win them all. Dragon Lee and I have been tag team champions twice over now. One of the best tag team partners I've ever had. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world. The OGK got one. Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, they're both very capable wrestlers. I can listen. Even the great Tom Brady can lose the game, as evidence from yesterday. So even to the Redskins. So whatever, we lost to the Redskins. No big deal.
It's true, but it was a great match. It's also worth pointing out that it wasn't exactly perfectly clean finish because at the end, Amy Rose and Maxine Taylor came out and definitely played a part in the way that it all unfolded there. And is it fair in saying that based on the way that you kicked Amy Rose out of LFI a couple months ago, that was her maybe trying to get some comeuppance for the way that you kind of turned your back on her like that?
I received no comeuppance ever. But what I will say is, you know what? Every now and then, turnabout is fair play. So it would appear that Amy Rose learned all the lessons that she was supposed to learn in LFI, and you know what? She there was an opportunity for her to seek, and she got her get back. So good on her.
That's definitely how I interpret it. That she definitely learned a lot during her time in LFI and maybe use that against you there. But you mentioned that Dragon Lee was one of your best partners that you've had in the ring there. Beyond him being like he is an amazing wrestler, but maybe specifically how you work as a team. What do you think has kind of enabled you guys to really thrive and win the tag titles twice now?
I think we are just we have that chemistry. You know what I mean? There's not really a language barrier. You know what I mean? His English is getting better, my Spanish is getting better, but there isn't really a language barrier there. We can communicate very effectively. He is just very intuitive in the ring. There's a whole different kind of cultural styling there, the Mexican style. So that is just a different level that a lot of people don't see coming. So what we've been able to do is we've been able to pair his explosive athleticism with my ring prowess, my physicality with his just insane ability to be in the right place at the right time. And it just works. It works very well. Our chemistry is very good. We understand different points of attack, how to be fast when we have to, got to be physical when we have to. And it never hurts to have a Bestia Del Ring in your corner also.
It's very true. And speaking of someone that you at least at one point had chemistry with, but obviously things went a little differently. Recently, Ring of Honor announced that you'll be facing Shane Taylor at the Final Battle End of an Era pay-per-view. Definitely a show that has a lot of implications across the board, both for the match on the card with yours specifically, and also maybe some of the things kind of in the more general sense. We'll talk about those in a minute. But with this, highly anticipated match with Shane Taylor now, as I imagine that's a match you've been looking forward to. So you guys have a lot of history together, and this match specifically has really been building up since really February when you cost Shane Taylor his match with Roosh, the then Ring of Honor World Champion, his match there. So with all this history there, I'm sure you're looking forward to that match at Final Battle, right?
Really, that this is all that's left, right? Nothing else matters. Put titles to the side, put wins and losses to the side. This is a chapter that needs to be settled. Shane and I need to see each other one-on-one across the ring. We need to air this out, and we need to. I don't know. I'll lobby possibly for relaxed rules or a fight without honor or some sort of situation where we can really, really, really get it on. This appears to be. Just the way, whether it's incidental or just the way that life worked out, just a beautiful example of long-term storytelling. And this is our Steen and Generico. This is how we're going to send everybody off by showing. I have no doubt that Shane's going to bring his A game. I'm going to bring my A game, and we're going to blow the absolute roof off of the place.
I've no doubt that you will, but to me, it's really definitely something to look forward to because we have seen the story, and maybe more recently, it's been this emphasis on you kind of betraying Shane and Shane wanting revenge. But what, from your perspective, what are you kind of fueled by in this? Like Shane has that quest for revenge, but like what are you kind of, what's driving you in this match? And beyond that end of the chapter, like where's the beef with Shane kind of originate in this sense?
Without the proper perspective, education can look like treachery, right? You can quote me on that. That's a Kenny King quotable. You know, the stall started because I was trying to just teach Shane something. Shane has always been a guy that I've liked. He's always been a guy that I've respected. Shane's a very tough guy, comes from a very tough background, and is very much wears his heart and his ambitions and his intentions on his sleeve. And I can very much respect a guy like that. It was me that reached out and pulled Shane out of limbo when Keith Lee went to go work in another universe, right? I brought Shane into the rebellion. I saw something in Shane that was exactly what he is today. He's a leader, he's a star. But in order to lead his own troops and be an effective general, there was a couple of lessons he had to learn. And for whatever reason, I was a mental stumbling block for Shane, for his victories, for his pursuit of the Ring of Honor World title. So my initial aspect in this was just to get the best out of Shane Taylor, make Shane Taylor the captain of Shane Taylor Promotions that he grew into be. But he just had a little bit growing to do. As this has gone on, now this has become, okay, now that you think that you're my equal, now, boy, I'm going to show you what time it is. So it has become a thing for me personally now that, all right, well, now that the teacher, the student's become his own teacher in his other way, well, let's see what you really learned. Let's see how bad you think you're the baddest man. Let's see how bad you think you are. They say never bite the hand that feeds you. And boy, I got Shane Taylor fed. So that's what this is going to be about for me. This is going to be about just cement another chapter in my own legacy.
I mean, you mentioned Shane kind of growing and becoming what you always thought he could be. And I think we definitely have seen that with him and Shane Taylor Promotions. And now you with LFI, there's definitely a lot of similarities there, a lot of room for comparison. And, in that sense, like, what would you what's the big difference between what Shane's doing with Shane Taylor Promotions and what you've been doing with LFI? Because like for months now, we've seen this faction warfare just raging out throughout Ring of Honor. And now for especially the past couple of months, we've seen your two groups respectively kind of continue to clash over and over again. And I feel like there's definitely just something maybe in a fundamental sense, very similar about the two.
I mean, there are very similarities, right? We very strong, very physical people. Everybody in LFI smash mouth, punch you in the face type. Shane Taylor Promotions, smash mouth, punch you in the face. Very physical. But I think it's just ideology. Here at LFI, we have a little bit more of a creative idea of, hey man, whatever it takes to win, by any means necessary, which I would feel like Shane Taylor could understand. But it hasn't necessarily exhibited itself, Shane. Unfortunately, Shane just happens to be in the way a lot of times and has happened to be the recipient of a lot of our creative methods, so to speak. But, it's just the ideology. Shane is kind of a me against the world type, right? It's going to be me and my squad, and we're going to take on everybody. Nobody going to give us anything. We're going to fight for what we have. And I feel like on our side, we just enjoyed a little bit. We've got legit Mexican royalty in the Munoz dynasty. I mean, if you go down there to Mexico, Bestia, Del Ring, Dragon Lee, and Roosh are as big superstars as you can get. And I mean, I've been only doing this at a high level for almost 20 years. So royalty, that might be where the ideology comes in a little bit. We're not fighting anymore. We sit in our thrones over here.
That you are, and for all these reasons, very much looking forward to you facing Shane Taylor at Ring of Honor Final Battle. Obviously, we have to talk about the elephant in the room with the announcement that Ring of Honor will be going on hiatus the first quarter of 2022 and reimagining the company, and then this literally the name Final Battle. It's the end of an era. Things are changing. There's a lot of uncertainty right now. So just maybe to begin with, in a general sense, what are your thoughts on all this kind of looming uncertainty and question marks surrounding kind of the future here for Ring of Honor?
I mean, I think you guys know as much as I know. I feel like everybody feels the exact same thing. It's a lot of uncertainty. Um, so people, lots of questions, lots of, well, what if that. So what I've done with that is I've just decided to focus in on what I can focus in on, and that is Shane Taylor Final Battle. If Final Battle is to be the end, well then, to quote a movie, then let's have it be such an end. You know what I mean? Let's if that's the deal for Ring of Honor, then I promise you will never forget what you see. Other than that, I can't speculate. I can't see the future. I can't figure out what's going to happen for any of us. All I can see for me is I'm just going to continue to provide high quality entertainment, pro wrestling at the level that I have been. And, everything's going to work itself out. But for me, the only thing that I can think about, the only thing that I can focus on is Final Battle. And there's going to be fans there, and and it's going to be the show.
I'm sure it'll be, as you said, an epic end to the storyline, to this rivalry, to this chapter as of Ring of Honor as we know it. And you just said no one can, see the future, but it's important to kind of think about it, at a time like this. So especially coming off this weekend, we had the fairly, I would say, surprising arrival of Jay Lethal in All Elite Wrestling. Obviously, you guys have a lot of history together. You face off many a time, and I would say that you have a lot in common as well. You mentioned a couple minutes ago, you're a 20-year veteran. Well, Jay's been in the business for a very long time as well. Both of you are very accomplished. So seeing Jay kind of pop up on All Elite Wrestling and sign with them, but getting the All Elite graphic, does that kind of, stir some thought about what your next move is in terms of potentially landing with All Elite Wrestling or where you might go next?
I think the thing is that it's a wide open business right now, right? And I think that is just a testament to how wide open it is. Jay Lethal is he speaks for himself, so it makes absolute sense that Jay would negotiate himself to be as free as he could be, as soon as he could be, because he's an amazing wrestler. He's a hot commodity, so it makes sense. And of course, I mean, everybody is thinking about the future. I'm thinking about the moves that I might make. I'm looking at certain avenues and things that I might take. And everything's on the table right now, right? You never know what graphic you might see me pop up under in the next couple of months. So it's exciting. It's a little stressful, but it's very exciting, and it's a little encouraging because the one thing is that a lot of people were safe because you look at the absolute sharks that have just been set into the water coming from Ring of Honor. You know what I mean? And so it's if you're not good, man, you better get better because we're coming.
I mean, and you just say like everyone is coming, everyone's going to be open, entering that open market there. And you mentioned, I asked about All Elite Wrestling. We mentioned a number of other graphics, and I listened to an interview you did a while ago talking about a potential reunion with Bobby Lashley and MVP of the Hurt Business over at WWE. Obviously, you guys also have a lot of history as the Beatdown Clan, and you expressed then in a very hypothetical sense it'd be something you'd kind of be interested in. You never know what could happen. Obviously, this was already a couple months ago now. A lot has changed, so I kind of have to ask: is like now that, as you said yourself, everything's kind of on the table, is that a potential avenue you might want to explore if the opportunity presents itself?
The reason why that worked so well is because all of us are real life friends. So it would stand to reason that real life friends would be in communication with their other real life friends in real life situations. So like I said, this is a very exciting time. There's a lot of options on the table. Of course, I would love to reunite with one of the not only most successful, but just one of the most fun times of my career was teaming with Bobby and MVP. So it would be obviously something that not only I would like, I mean, we've all expressed that, and I think the fans would enjoy it too. So again, you just never know what graphic might pop up behind me in the next couple of months.
I'm very much looking forward to see whatever graphic that winds up being. But again, we're talking about Final Battle here, the end of an era, the end of a chapter. So definitely feels like an appropriate time to kind of ask, in retrospect, you're a guy that has had a lot of success in Ring of Honor, enjoyed, real heights of just prominence, and you're a two-time title champion this year alone with Dragon Lee. So kind of looking back on it all, what are some of your favorite moments or your favorite kind of highlights or accomplishments out of your entire Ring of Honor career?
Ah, man, you know what's crazy, right? Because for the longest period of time, from around maybe like '05, just I'm dating myself, right? From like '04 to '06, '07, I was obsessed with Ring of Honor. Um, the first time I saw it, I was obsessed, and I just was like, I got to get to Ring of Honor. I got to get to Ring of Honor. And then, a couple of years later, when I actually ended up getting there, um, it just is. It's always been what I thought it would be, right? It's always been the place where the best wrestlers in the world go to show what pro wrestling is always about. And whatever era that you've ever seen Ring of Honor, and I've been in the era of Bryan Danielson and Nigel McGuinness. I've also been in the era of Claudio Castagnoli and Chris Hero and Charlie Austin, Shelton Benjamin and Davey Richards and Kevin Steen and El Generico and all these different eras. But it's always been where the best wrestlers have come. And it's very bittersweet. I'm very proud that I've had the tenure that I've had in Ring of Honor, because a lot of people have come and gone, and a lot of people not been able to stay, to hang, and a lot of people have gone on to do different things in their career. But I've always been very proud of my stay, my tenure here, and if this is it, man, then I feel like it's been a beautiful thing to be able to look back and see how many amazing pro wrestlers have come through there, how many of my friends have been going on to be amazingly successful doing this thing, and how many phenomenal matches I've been able to witness firsthand, be a part of, and it's Ring of Honor is always going to be one of the most special things in my career and my life, and I'll always be thankful to Kerry Silken, to Joe Koff, just for making Ring of Honor just endure for as long as it has.
With that, it's a beautiful message about looking past, but now looking forward here. You mentioned a little, speculation, but maybe just in a more general sense. Again, you're someone that has a lot of experience. You've enjoyed a lot of success, but now with this chapter ending, kind of again in a more general sense, what might be some of your goals or things that you haven't accomplished yet that you want to accomplish as you kind of enter this new chapter of your incredible career so far?
I feel like Japan has always been something that I'd like to do, to really get entrenched in going to Japan and just competing over there, and competing with some of those athletes on their own turf. I feel like that's something that has always been kind of on my shoulder, and now I'm really feeling like it's talking. Obviously, with the pandemic and everything, that's up in the air, but that's something that's talking to me. I really, maybe I feel like the only thing that's eluded me is a world championship. So now I got to go find somebody's world champion, beat their ass, and take their title. So, there's a couple of things I got to really kind of look at my career, kind of shake it loose, and look at the things that I wanted to accomplish and I haven't accomplished, and places that the people that I've wanted to work with that I haven't had an opportunity to work with, the places I've wanted to work. So there's a lot. Again, man, this is such an interesting time in pro wrestling, because there's not only our releases, there's other amazingly talented people now in the talent pool. So it's going to be very interesting to see how 2022 shakes loose.
And certainly will be. And just, I guess, lastly, is because you bring it up yourself, now that Ring of Honor, all of these people enter the opening market, and also any number of other releases as well. People, again, that are newly free agents, and also people that are still established elsewhere. The wrestling world, definitely, it's a very electric place right now. So as you look forward to, again, this new chapter of your career, is there anybody you kind of might be specifically looking forward to facing or hoping to face in a perfect world, again, if the opportunity presents itself?
Oh, wow, that's a good question. I'd like to wrestle Kevin Cross again. I think we can make that happen. I'd like to do it in Mexico. That would be dope. Who else is out there that I'd like to? I'd like to wrestle the Briscoes for the rest of my life forever, right? That's there's just so many different things out there. I mean, I'd like to wrestle AJ Gray. AJ Gray is a guy coming up on the indie scene who's been real popular, real physical. I'd like to wrestle Jonathan Gresham again. So, there's just, it's crazy. It's literally, there's dream matches all over the place right now. I did a show in Texas, and I took a picture with the current X Division champion Trey Miguel. You know what I mean? And that's that's just an incredible thing about the lineage of the X Division championship, like how that really just feeds the two. Who's a hot star today usually was the X Division champion at some point. You know what I mean? So that would be a good match. Kenny King versus Trey Miguel for the X Division championship. I'd like to put my student Chris Bay across the ring for me, and let's see another instance of now let's see what you learned. So there's a lot of different things out there that we can do this year that I think fans will enjoy.
That they are, and I'm very much looking forward to see whatever does come to fruition here. But with that, I very much wish you the best of luck at Final Battle. Obviously, I'm a fan of you, and I'm a fan of Shane Taylor. So I'll be happy either way. I'm sure it'll be a great match and a great conclusion to that story. And then wish
Shane luck. Don't wish me luck. Wish Shane luck. He's going to.
Fair enough. And then obviously after that, everything are very much up in the air, but very much looking forward to seeing whatever the future does hold for you. Was again a very accomplished veteran. I'm sure that, as you said, the wrestling world being as it is right now, you're going to find plenty of very exciting opportunities in no time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time today.
Have a good one.
You too.